Ryan, you and me are the same. Well, hello, all my followers. Welcome to the Ryan Hardy Lies podcast. I almost sounded like Joker Mark Hamill there for a moment. But yeah, what's going on? It's a weird entrance, guys. I'm a little bit awkward, I'm going to be honest. I just dropped my glasses, but I'm sorry that I took forever. My cousin came down from San Antonio. She had her spring break, and she came around Tuesday, Wednesday, so I didn't get to, the room they stay in is the room I do the podcast in, or the area where I do it. So basically, I had to wait, and they left, and now I'm doing it. So sorry for the wait, guys. If in case you do, there's only 4 views on the first podcast. So I didn't think it was that important to do it right away. But I guess there's some people there. So thank you so much, everyone. And let's get right to it, man. I'm gonna talk about this is specifically for the following season 3, episode 2. Titled Boxed In. We're going to be talking about this episode, talking about in depth. We're going to be talking about stuff I liked, stuff I hate. Basically, I'm going to go over how I did with my review, but I'm going to go more and say, because it's been almost a week since the episode, so maybe I hate this part. Maybe I don't like that part. Maybe I lied. Maybe I lied to you like Joe Carroll does. So we'll find out right now. Nah, I didn't lie to you. Or did I? I don't remember. It's been a week. So, first off, there's a lot of talk about here. We're going to break it down. First off, I just want to get this out of the way. The whole Neil thing. The Neil is our big bad, kind of, in a way. Of course, he's the guy who made the box and artistically, killed Detective Clark. Or, what's his name? Jeff Clark. That's a way to go. That's brutal. I mean, he literally stuck that big blade in his brain and... Oh, gosh, that is horrible. And they left holes on the box. I noticed that. I didn't even pay attention the first time, but there was holes on the box, so that means they stuffed him in the box, and he died with just, trying to gasp for air as much as he can. That's suffering, man. This is one thing the following is very good at action and intensity, but the horror, they're bringing it up, man. They're really bringing it to a bigger level here, because when I see Joe Carroll, like literally in the following, when I see someone get cut, I literally, like out of The Walking Dead, when someone gets shot in the head or someone's arm gets cut off, and I don't react that much. I'm like, it's The Walking Dead. It's not a big deal. They're walkers. Who cares? Or, oh, that guy got shot in the head. Big whoop, I've seen it in 1,000 movies. But when it comes to the following, when someone gets easily cut and it's a blade, and blades suck, man. I do not want to get stabbed with a blade. If you own a blade, do not come near me. But, a lot of people own pocket knives and all that, but it's scary. I don't want to die by a blade, man. You live by the blade, you die by the blade, or you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Come on, little Bible up in there. Peter, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Yeah, it's a way to go. I'm pretty sure it burns when you get stabbed and you're like, you stabbed me. I'm going to die in 22 hours or something like that. I'm going to bleed out. Revive me. So, we should get back to this following stuff. Anyway, that's horrible, the way Clark died. Good, kudos on the writers, man. And I love the ending real quick. Just the way that Kevin Bacon, Ryan, he literally is just breaking down in the shower, and Gwen comes to, hug him and everything. I just think that was such a strong ending in a way, because it shows Ryan, all of us, all the FBI agents, they're strong, but they can only take so much. They can. I mean, sooner or later they're gonna have to break down and keep their sanity, because for some reason it is true. Ryan Hardy and Joe Carroll are basically the same. I do feel, in a sort of way, Ryan Hardy is going nuts. I feel like Ryan Hardy will become a psychopath one day. That's just the way I feel like it's going. Like, if we get a season 4, I feel that's where it's going to go sooner or later, if, Kevin Bacon still, does. I mean, if you're a main character on the show, and, Kevin Bacon, he's a good actor, man. He's good. He's not great. He's not the greatest thing ever in life, but, I mean, for what he does... If you're a hit person on a show and your show's doing pretty good, I wouldn't leave that show. Not for at least 6-7 years at most. But still, the whole thing about him crying at the end, that was perfect. I'm going to read stuff from this website just to refresh my memory and go a little bit more in depth. Okay, let's go to Kyle and Daisy. Excuse me now. The following's latest loved-up murderers, Kyle and Daisy, selected another victim this week as part of Mark's revenge plan. After failing to pick up a woman at the supermarket, Kyle and Daisy broke into the woman's home and tied her to a chair. It transpired that she was Anna Clark, the wife of FBI Special Agent Jeffrey Clark. I'm reading this from www.entertainmentfocus.com. Just to give a little credit there. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Please, no taxes or bills. I don't need to get pay you guys because the internet, the free domain. So yeah, that's crazy. You know, I said the first week of the following that I didn't like Kyle and Daisy. I'm just like, they're another cliched couple. Oh, we've seen it before. Stab, stab, kissy, kissy. Oh, have sex in front of the dead couple. It's just the same shit we've seen in the past, years. But this is different because for some reason now they have their own agenda. And if I was working for Mark, I wouldn't turn my back on him, nor would I wouldn't stand up to Mark. Because Mark will literally just, Mark was going to kill Kyle. If Daisy wasn't there, Kyle would have been a dead man, and he probably would have gave, Kyle to Neil, and then Neil would be like, hopefully you will appreciate the Hopefully you will appreciate the artistry in what you're about to experience. I messed up there for a moment, but that was creepy and a well-delivered line from the man who plays Neil. But, yeah, the whole Anna Clark thing, or Ann Clark, Anna, that was intense. Really, really intense. She just puts the bag on her and she's like, what's it called? Suffocation is such a turn on. And I'm just like, hey, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it. It kind of is, but I'm playing you there. I'm playing everyone there. I don't know. I'm not gonna say the truth. This is a podcast for the following. This ain't a kinky podcast. But I don't know how long. I wish it could have told us how long it took Ryan and the team to get there because it seems they went there awfully quick. Because Anna was they were able to save her. And then they took Jeff. Hefe. Using Anna to get to Jeffrey, the killers forced her to call him and lure him home. When Jeffrey arrived, he was knocked unconscious and Daisy put a bag on Anna's head to suffocate her. Jeffrey was then kidnapped and Anna left to die. Fear not, though, as Ryan Hardy and the FBI managed to discover Mark's latest plan in the nick of time, saving Anna. They found out she was the next target when they traced footage of Mark ditching Andrew's car at the garage. They managed to find the garage in question and arrived just as Mark was escaping, finding pictures of Anna plastered on the wall. Mark called Daisy to tell her that the FBI had almost found him and advised her to act on Plan B. So yeah, the whole thing with Spider. Man, Spider seemed like a cool character though, and then they just kill him off. But yeah, that was something really. I mean, with Mark, and Mark had the beard, and I almost felt like, did anyone have that feeling, that reminiscence, or reminisce? I can't talk today, guys. Did they reminisce? Think the following: Season 2, Episode 1, and Episode 2, where Joe had a beard, and he's just like, the reality is, I am inevitable, like that. And then he shaves, and here I go my famous love, like my lovable quote ever, my famous quote. Just who are you, Lily Gray? And then he's just so shaven, but I prefer Joe bearded, man. It's just the way I like it. Because James Purefoy has a beautiful beard, I'm not gonna lie. If I could cut the beard and put it on me, well, and then have that redneck accent. Gosh, I don't remember how he did it, but he kind of did it like this. Bob Dylan type of talk, but that was lovely. He kind of had that beard going on, and he had the trucker cap, and I was like, is he trying to be Joe Carroll? Is he trying to be little Joe there? But then the beard wasn't as fluffy and everything, of course, but I felt like a moment he was trying to copy Joe. I don't know if Mark ever saw Joe like that, but if he did, holy crap, amazing. So Mark sent a video to the FBI informing them that Clark would die unless they went on TV to admit that they had lied and covered up what really happened to Lily Gray. Ryan and Mike tried to dismiss it as the ravings of a lunatic, but Mendez didn't look convinced. Max tried to get Ryan and Mike to come clean, but they refused. Yeah, this whole thing with Mike and Ryan, I mean... See, I feel like they're all like, they're the A-team, man. I mean, you got the FBI, and they work for the FBI, but yet they have to keep secrets. No, we must not tell them about Lily Gray. And, you know, they want to keep it secret. But then again, it's like, we're rooting for you guys, but yet we want you to save Clark. Let's be honest. When Clark was taken and, you know, Mike said one of them's going to die last week, or the first episode, we all kind of knew, yeah, Clark's going to die. And then when we saw the box and Clark was still alive, we saw in the promo that the box and them discovering the box in the promo, so it kind of gives away that Clark was going to die. So we were like, okay, he's going to die 40 minutes early into the, like 10 minutes into the episode. So Mark sending that video, I like how he look like Luke and everything, and Sam Underwood, man, he's amazing. Why did he not get nominated for a Emmy for following season 2? Because he was great. I mean, you played 2 characters. That's not easy, might I add. Like Sarah Paulson in American Horror Story Freak Show when she played Betty and Dot. That's hard work. She deserves at least a nomination. So, definitely for sure that whole video confession thing, they're going to kill Clark either way, whether or not they did it. They should be smart. They're the FBI. They should know that he's just bluffing. Or not bluffing. He's not bluffing. I don't know which way I'm going with this, guys. I'm only 17. Mendez ordered Ryan to go and visit Joe. Yay! Finally Joe! Oh my gosh, orgasm. Oh, it's not Joe. In prison when a connection was made between him and Andrew. Ryan refused, but on digging deeper, he found out that Joe and Andrew had both been students of Dr. Arthur Strauss. Ryan visited Strauss in prison, but didn't get much in the way of answers, but suspected Strauss may be behind Andrew's actions rather than Joe. The actor who plays Strauss is amazing. He's just amazing. Every time he's on screen, like, Kevin Bacon brings it, man, but when they're together in a room and it's just one-on-one, a mano-a-mano, you feel the intensity, man. Like, remember when that moment Joe Carroll and Ryan Hardy were talking and they were, like, on the table and, oh, I didn't mean it like that, but they were, like, across the table and he just, like, yeah, Ryan. And then, Joe? Ryan? Joe? Ryan? Joe? Why don't you tell me what your plan is? I think you already know what my plan is, Ryan. As the great Edgar Allan Poe used to say. And then blah, 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 Edgar Allan. And then season 2, Edgar Allan Poe, so stupid. It's all about me. And then, like, season 3, in prison. That's basically how it went for Joe. Sucks, man, but that's the way it goes. Okay. We're coming to the end here, at least of a talkative of the episode. Clark was transported to an abandoned warehouse where Glenn Flesher is the actor who plays him, by the way, was waiting for them. Neil, aka Plan B, was introduced as an odd chap who looked after his elderly father, and it turns out he's a handy welder. While Clark looked on, Neil made a metal box, but what was it for? Clark managed to escape and found a room with a cell phone in it. Just his luck. He called Ryan and was almost rumbled by Neil. As Clark made his bid for freedom, Kyle knocked him out, and he woke up tied to a table. Alright. The purpose of the box was then explained by Neil. He was going to paralyze Clark from the next down so he could fold his body and place him in the box while he was still conscious. Of course, if Ryan and co. came through and either A, went public with the truth, or B, saved Clark, then he would be spared the horrific ordeal. As Ryan and the FBI closed in on the location after tracing the call from Clark, Mendez sent them a video of Clark admitting to his part of his cover-up. As Ryan entered the warehouse, he and the team found it empty and discovered Neil's box in the middle of the room with a trail of blood leading up to it. On top of the box was Clark's FBI badge, and it was confirmed that the team was too late to save him. Yeah, that moment, right when I saw the badge, I almost broke into tears because you're part of the FBI, right? And then you have your partner, and you've known him, and you had secrets with him, and you saved his wife earlier. And now, there he is in a box. It's a horrible thing, man. Dark, gritty, courageous, outrageous, insane, not sane. That's the words that describes this episode of The Following. In a bit of backstory for Clark, we saw that he had suffered from heart problems following events of Season 2. His doctor was Ryan's now girlfriend, Gwen. Yeah, overall, that's the episode of Boxed In. But really, again, I'm going to go over my pros and cons real quick, and then I'll call it a day here for the podcast. Excuse me. First off, the pros, man. Clark, the actor who plays Clark, is such a great actor, man. I mean, for what he did and how he portrayed himself, and once Neil explained to him his facial reaction and the running and the hiding was so well put together, and it's creepy, and the flashbacks. I enjoy the flashbacks on The Following when Kevin Bacon and him and the heart problems, and who knew he met Gwen 11 months. That was a month after Joe got arrested. And again, a con, and everyone knows my con. Where the fuck is Joe Carroll? Where's my Joe, man? I need my Joe. I need my James Purefoy all up in me. Suck it up in me, baby. I need him. So I really don't know where he is. We need him. Kevin, Ryan Hardy, stop being a little bitch and go talk to Joe, because you know that without Joe, Ryan wouldn't be Ryan Hardy. He would just be another Ryan. But Ryan Hardy is a name to the world. When you go to places, you're like, you're Ryan Hardy. You're that guy who caught Joe Carroll. Yeah. Or, you're Batman. You took down the Joker. Or, you're the Joker. You hate Batman. You need Ryan. Ryan needs Joe. Joe needs Ryan. It's just the way it works out, man. It's emotional, man. This episode's emotional. As of episode 1, it wasn't that emotional. This one really brought the feels. Who left this bucket of feels right here in front of me, man? I just entered the room and there's a bucket of feels. The action and the camera angles and Mark and the couple. I mean, we have so many new characters. The only thing also a con is, where the hell is Mac's boyfriend? Like, we only see him for 2 scenes in this episode, and that's it. Where is he? Like, are they going to show him more? Is it going to be something big to the episode? What's going on? Is he even big this season? He's probably going to die, or he's probably one of the followers at most. Overall, I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching, listening to my Ryan Hardy Lies podcast. I really do enjoy it so much. I'll see you all this Tuesday for my freaking next The Following Season 3, Episode 3, titled Exposed podcast. The Ryan Hardy Lies podcast, of course, will return every Tuesday. And it's going to be spring break, so party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. I think I did it right. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this podcast, and tell me if you enjoyed it. Do not forget, I also do that superhero podcast. I'll be doing it sometime this week during spring break. And also, if one of you guys or any of you girls or gals, or girls and boys are wondering, where the hell is the Alexis podcast? Me and David Collins, right now, he's still with Alexis, obviously. He's shocker for 2.5 months or something there together. We didn't do no podcast in February because it's hard to get him back in my house. But hopefully one day when he comes back, I'll intrigue him to do another Alexis podcast. They lost their virginity. That's all I'll say. You didn't hear it from me, folks, but they did. That would make a perfect little talk. But I don't think she's gonna want to talk about that because it's supposed to be secret. I should not talk about that. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, shit. Should have waited for marriage. Fucking idiot. Anyway, The Following Boxed In. Thank you guys so much for listening again. And stay tuned. Every Friday, I also do my predictions for the next episode. So right now, if you're hearing this, then that means my Season 3, Episode 3 Exposed episode predictions should be out. Remember, all my followers, bring me their heads. Until then, subscribe for more following videos. Peace and love, my friends.